Hi, I'm Sherry Lewin with Thrive Clermont. We want to give a big thank you to the entrepreneurs who served as volunteer instructors in our Fall Adulting series. We've edited this down by speaker, and we hope you enjoy.
I'm AJ. I own Root and Branch along with my wife, Dana, and we've owned it for 2 years now. I started this business because I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My grandfather opened up a landscaping business that turned into a nursery, and my father took over that nursery and became a wholesale nursery. And through their influence, I decided I wanted to do something of my own. But I fell in love with food at a young age, and when you fall in love with food, really you develop a passion that can't be stopped by any other career. So I ended up wanting to open up my own restaurant. I follow a lot of chefs that I admire. Dan Barber opens a very sustainable restaurant in New York City, and he focuses not only on sustainability, but creating food for the future. I look at what I want to do through a cultural standpoint. I enjoy Southern food, I enjoy French food, and then I look at the raw ingredient and see what I can do with it. And with a lot of research, I can usually come up with something. A good restaurant that is my style, it runs at about, if you're running it at an excellent percentage, is like 7% profit, which is really tiny. It's a very small margin. You need to be an Excel expert. You really need to know your spreadsheets to do this. But there's a decent amount of licensing that needs to be involved, and you need to have a good person to do that. So it takes a lot of hats. I worked for a lot of people, and I asked a lot of the questions that I needed to ask to get to the place where I am now. I asked everybody involved in the restaurant, not just the head chef or the sous chef, but the owner. I asked the marketing manager. I asked every question I could. I found that I invested a lot of money initially in marketing, and it really put a hurt on my bank account. I didn't see a lot of reward in it. When I ended up doing more of a grassroots marketing strategy, where I would go to apartment complexes and talk to the staffing people there. I would give them my menu and say, "Could you please put this in your opening packet?" They would agree to it. They loved it. Doing Facebook and all the other social media platforms myself ended up yielding a much better reward than hiring a marketing company that didn't honestly do as good of a job as what we did. I also found that initially when we opened up, we overstaffed, and that's something that I think a lot of people do, and it's something you kind of have to do, but not letting go of that staff soon enough to really lean down and operate the business tighter was a big mistake. My first mentors were my parents, my father in particular, who ran his own business, and he helped me get my business off the ground, really showing me the ins and outs of business ownership, not just restaurant ownership. I have a mentor in Jason Stocks who works at District Table. He owns a restaurant in Stuart, Florida. I have another friend who's younger than me, just like Rocky said, who is running her own restaurant and doing what I wanted to do. And I asked her constantly questions, how is this possible? And they were able to answer that. And it's astounding where you can find a mentor. Like everyone said, ask anybody, and they're willing to give you advice. In my personal business, I would have started with a liquor license instead of growing into a liquor license. And like Kim just said, it's start off bigger. Really be able to fight a little harder is what I would do differently. But I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat. if you're passionate about something, delve into that passion. I went to college, I studied sociology and business, and I used those aspects of my degree almost every day. But the experience I gained on site is so invaluable.
We hope you enjoyed this video. We want to thank our sponsors who made it possible, as well as our partnership with the Refugee Film School, who supported the editing of these short videos. If you're interested in being a future sponsor or instructor, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks. Thank you.